Hey there YouTube, Franz Hopper here. It's Tuesday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day if you celebrate. But today we're going to do something a little bit different and unbox a fountain pen. Why? Because I think it's a very cool one. This is the LAMY Dialog CC. Let's take a look. So first off, we have a deceptively large box, and I was actually really surprised when they pulled the box out for this pen. I got this locally at one of the stationery stores here in Portland, Oblation Papers in the Pearl District. Not sponsored, but they're a very cool store, and they're actually where I first found this pen a couple months ago, and so I've had my eye on it ever since. Hello, Gigi. Are you excited for this pen too? Yeah. Hello. So this is actually a pocketable pen, and if we move that little foam piece out of the way, it's not exactly the smallest pocketable pen, but it is designed to go in a pocket. It's certainly larger than, say, a Pilot E95S, which if I grab that here rather quickly, I will give you a size comparison of what they look like side by side. So actually, you know what? They're almost exactly the same. I didn't even realize that. Huh. Well, anyway, this is a very, very, very cool pen, and wasn't actually the one I was originally looking at when I first found this. But LAMY makes some really neat pens, and they're in Germany. So this is one of 3 LAMY pens that I have. I also have a Studio and a Safari, and I'd say that LAMY is known more as being kind of an industrial design company, or just design in general. They make some very, very nice pens, extraordinarily well put together, especially if you get outside of, you know, their sort of entry-level stuff like the Safari. That said, this isn't a cheap pen. The Pilot E95S is probably the most affordable and yet remarkably high-quality pocket pen you can get. So if you're looking for something that, you know, is on the less expensive side, I'd go with the Pilot E95S. I love that pen. You can usually get it for about $150. This is $351.20. At least that's what I paid for it at Oblation. I think LAMY's actual price for it is about $500, but it is a beautiful, beautiful pen. I got it in deep blue with a fine nib. And so this doesn't have a clip or anything like it. It's just solid metal. But what I like about this pen is you might notice there's no nib sticking out right now. That's because if you give it a twist, there's the nib. And that is a 14 karat gold nib, which let's see if we can get a focus on that. Not really, but it's a nice nib. It's plenty flexible, I would say. But what I love about this is the mechanism for retracting it and everything. You do give the body a twist to pull it back in, but if you take a look at it, it has this incredible little ball bearing here. That is what it slides in and out of. And when I saw that, I was like, ooh, that is definitely going on my list for something to invest in eventually, which hopefully won't break after less than a year of use like my Curados did, which was rather disappointing. But yeah, this is the pen. Very nice, very simple pen, solid metal body. This, I would say, you know, you probably will want to take a polishing cloth to every now and then to clean up, but it does come with a LAMY converter pre-installed. Looks like that. To fill up the pen, you do have a little window there so you can see how much ink you have. You just give it a nice little twist, and this kind of pulls straight out. So that is one thing you do want to be careful with this pen, is unlike, say, the Curados, there's no real guide, you know, nibs or anything on here. This just slides straight in and out of the pen. Looks just like that. It's a piston converter, And one thing I do like about LAMY's converters over, say, Platinum, who I've got a ton of pens from, the piston is nice and long. This is very easy to grip, and it's just, oh, so beautifully smooth to twist every time. And you can just slide it back in, then give it a twist again to make sure that it's all the way back in there. That's nice and snug. And then just simply, screw the whole pen back together. One thing to be careful with here is to tighten the body is also the same direction that you would turn to bring the nib out. So I'd give it a full turn, then maybe a little bit more. You just want it finger snug. You don't want it too tight. Then go ahead and retract it all the way back. One thing that is tricky with this ball bearing is that you can see it likes to stay open a lot, which means your ink will dry out. So you want to always give it a little extra turn to make sure it's fully closed. You'll feel some resistance, but nothing too bad. So that's the pen. Because it just has kind of the stopper here with the LAMY logo, and no real clip, it does come with a nice little leather sleeve, just like that. Nice and simple. It's, about exactly the size of the pen. You can just have it slide in and out here, I'd say, relatively easily. If we can get that to open up, because this is brand new. The leather's a little stiff right now, but give it a nice little squeeze and a little bit of force there. One thing I'll say, you don't have to worry about this pen sliding out, for sure, especially with when that is brand new. That is very snug. Looks like that. And I'll put that aside here because there's actually a little secret compartment to the bottom of this box here. If you pull this tab up, nice thick tray here, and you set that aside, you have one just LAMY ink cartridge, to start writing right away. I'll go ahead and ink this up later with one of my mini inks. But this is a rather important piece, and if you don't know that it's there, it's easy to miss. But if you do take that out, you might be looking at this and going, what in the heck is this thing? This is explained in the manual, for one, but for two, if I squeeze the pen back out here, or actually give it a good grip, because, oh yeah, this is very snug. You know what? Magic of editing. Yeah, very, very snug sleeve. That bit there is actually for cleaning out the pen. So if you get any, ink or other gunk kind of stuck in the ball bearing here, you want a decent way to clean it. But if you take the nib and everything out of here, you don't really have a way of opening that ball bearing because of the way that this twist mechanism works. So LAMY, of course, thought of that, and that is actually what this little piece is for. This is specifically designed for cleaning the pen. Basically what you do is you take the top portion of it and your little screw bit there, and you just give it a twist, and if you keep screwing it in, there we go, ta-da, that actually is designed to open up the bearing so you can get your pen all nice and cleaned out. So very smart idea. That LAMY, like I said, does some extraordinary good design. Of course, as far as getting this to close back up now, you'll probably have to stick everything back in and kind of twist things around a bit. But yeah, this is a beautiful pen. It's one that I had been waiting to acquire for a while because, again, it's not a cheap pen, but it's beautiful. It comes in this blue finish like I have, or I believe it is also available in sort of a white. There we go. Now with everything closed back up, but there you have it. That is the LAMY Dialog CC in blue with a fine nib. It's also available in white. There is also the Dialog 3, which is equally over-the-top design. That has a clip that also, is twist open, twist close, but when you twist it open, the entire clip becomes flush with the body. So it's another very, very cool pen. Just like pretty much everything that LAMY makes. So yeah, there you have it. Just thought you might like seeing the unboxing of that because, yeah, I like LAMY's pens a lot, even though most of my pens are a Platinum or a Pilot, but LAMY, as far as design goes and things engineered for life, you can't go wrong with the LAMY. It is absolutely worth the investment. These are extraordinary pens. So, that's all. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it, and if you did, hey, maybe I'll do some more pen features in the future, so let me know. I will see you again later in the month for Mito in a Box.